under 5K. Who's a hitter? Is it a White Sox?
Well, it would be in cash games. Luis Robert and Jose Abreu are in the low 4,000s, which really doesn't make a lot of sense. So I think you do kind of need to stay away from them if you're trying to win a bigger tournament, because the field is going to go to the White Sox. I think even more so than the Yankees and Astros, but it's really those three teams. So for a cheaper offense, I really like the Orioles spot tonight. And this will depend a bit on if Trey Mancini and Pedro Severino are in the lineup. Both left the game early last night. But even if they're not, you still have Austin Hayes at 3,200. And I don't even mind Cedric Mullins at 4,700. He may even be my preferred option because lefty-lefty spot against Nestor Cortez. I think that he ends up being really contrarian. But Mullins at home, I mean, Mullins is a really good hitter. The home matchup is just a boost for normal home field advantage reasons, but Baltimore is also a great place to hit. And Cortez, since becoming a starter, has been probably a slightly below average pitcher with FIP and XFIP numbers that are mid to high fours. Most of his good numbers this year came as a reliever, actually, before they converted him to a starter. But he's been able to strand runners at an unsustainable rate, and his ERA is lower than it should be. So I actually like this spot for the Orioles. I think they could do really well as a stack. And Mullins at 4,700, I just think no one plays him.
Garion, a cheap hitter for us.
Yeah, I guess I'm less concerned about ownership here just because with all my Griffin Jack shares, I've probably separated myself from the field. Let's just talk about the Yankees for a second. They deserve to be discussed a little bit. They've got some cheap options. It seems like they're going to try to shoehorn Luke Voit in as much as possible. That makes a lot of sense. He's been one of their best hitters in recent months, and it's been a struggle to get him in there with Stanton needing to DH more than 50% of the time. But if Voigt's in there tonight, he's $3,600. Since the beginning of July, he's only had 135 plate appearances between injuries and just not starting a whole lot, but he's got a 143 WRC plus. He's got an opposite hand matchup against John Means, who John Means is bad. Like, let's just kind of cut through it right now. He's not a good pitcher. And I know he was an all-star 2 seasons ago. I know he threw a no-hitter. Great. He's bad. All of his underlying statistics are absolutely terrible. If you go back to May the 19th, which is a relatively large sample within this 2021 season, 5.71 FIP. He's giving up 2.4 opponent home runs per 9. He's bad, and the Yankees are going to hit him very, very hard tonight. So I would agree with Matt in the sense that Chicago in particular, just because of how absurdly cheap they are going to be popular. The Yankees are going to be popular too, but I don't think it's too big an issue getting a taste every now and again in particular boats.